During Russian rule, the region experienced rapid growth and the city of Gyumri emerged as one of the most developed cities in the South Caucasus. In 1829, following the Russo-Turkish War, there was a significant influx of Armenians as approximately 3,000 families migrated from the Ottoman Empire and settled in Shirak. The renowned Russian poet Alexander Pushkin visited the region that same year during his journey to the Caucasus and eastern Turkey. The Black Fortress near Gyumri, constructed by the Russians in the 1830s following the Russo-Turkish War of 1828 to 1829, remains a notable landmark. In 1837, Russian Tsar Nicholas I visited Shirak and renamed the city of Gyumri to Alexandropol in honor of his wife, Princess Charlotte of Prussia. After converting to Orthodoxy, she adopted the name Alexandra Feodorovna. That same year, a major Russian fortress was built in Alexandropol. In 1849, the Alexandropol district was incorporated into the Yerevan province, and Shirak became a significant stronghold for the Russian Empire's armed forces in the South Caucasus. Gyumri is located in the northwestern part of the region and is the second largest city in Armenia. It has changed its name several times. In the 19th century, it was Alexandropol. Then, during the Soviet period, it was renamed Leninagan. And finally, in 1992, when Armenia became an independent country, the city became Gyumri. Unfortunately, on December 8, 1988, a terrible earthquake destroyed the city. 50,000 people died and 130,000 were injured. Gyumri was destroyed, but after this awful event, people got up again and started building the city again. So they are the strongest people in Armenia. The city is also known as the center of humor. People in Gyumri have a great sense of humor. They like to tell jokes and funny stories. Additionally, Armenian champions Artur Alexanyan, Levon Julfalakyan, Yuri Vartanyan, and Tigran Martirosyan were born in Gyumri. Locals call the city the champion of the whole world.
The church Seven Wounds. The church was built on the site of the old Paidashan temple on the initiative of Catholicos Georg V. The seven wounds appeared on the site of the temple where the seven sorrows of the Holy Virgin was kept. It differs from the Armenian traditional religious buildings not only in its architectural features but also in interior decoration. At first glance, it may even seem orthodox to visitors of the temple, because it greets believers with a stunning altar with an iconostasis. The faces of the saints are depicted on an azure background circled in gold.
The residents of Gyumri called the site where three notable Armenian films were shot: Hollywood Yard, The Tango of Our Childhood, Happy Bus, and Dawn of the Sad Street. These films were filmed at different times. This well-known yard is located at Shiraz 22 in Gyumri, formerly Gorky 22. The Hollywood building was constructed in the late 19th century and belonged to Colonel Vakilyan, a high-ranking officer of the Russian garrison. The colonel rented out some of the rooms, primarily to Russian figures visiting Gyumri during the 1840s and 1850s. This is the building where the Tango of Our Childhood was filmed. It was constructed in the 1878 and was owned by the Abavian and Khoyatian merchant families. Over time, the structure was expanded with additional buildings. One of these expansions served as a communication hub for the Russian army and was also the former city post office of Alexandropol, one of the old names for Gyumri. After filming, the residents of Gyumri renamed the balcony Varem Mare, which means turn on and off, a well-known expression from the film.
Monumental means of architecture and sculpture, immortalized the memory of the fallen and also glorified its work.
Kotok was built for immortality in the Great Patriotic War, for our sake of the fallen Leninists of the Great Fatherland.
In 1975, these lines were engraved on the pedestal of the Mother Armenia Memorial Complex in Gyumri. The complex opened with a great pomp on the 30th anniversary of the victory that happened in the Great Patriotic War, with the participation of guests and veterans that came from various cities of the Soviet Union. The statue depicts Nemesis, the winged goddess of vengeance and just retribution in Greek mythology, who punished those who violated moral and social norms. The palm branch head in the outstretched hand of the bare-breasted woman symbolizes peace, and the head of the Zvartnos temple in the other hand symbolizes the creative power of the Armenian.
Museum of Meher Makarchan, People's Artist of the USSR, great comedian of cinema and theater. Meher Makarchan's museum was founded in 2004. The opening took place on December of 2006 in a building of historical architectural value built at the end of the 19th century. The museum was built in the initiative of Gyumri municipality. The museum covers the life and work of the famous artist. The purpose of the museum's activities is to familiarize visitors with the life and work of the great Armenian actor Frunzik/Meher Mkrtchyan. Preparations and collections of materials related to Meher Mkrtchyan continue consistently in order to enrich the museum fund. The museum displays stage clothes and things of the great actor, props used in various films, the chest of drawers from the movie Tango of Our Childhood, the barrel from the movie 0199, and the gallican from the movie The Voice of the Orchestra are of great value among the museum's collections. Here you can see the awards and gifts of the great actor, photos telling about him, books, personal items. There are more than 270 photos in the museum related to the life and creative activity of the great artist. Meher Mkrtchyan's handmade images, letters, samples of documents have been preserved. In 2007, Meher Mkrtchyan's granddaughter, Irene Terteryan, handed over 1,500 new exhibits to the museum.